reality, long run, you are cutting or destroying basis of your own future. So humanism, basic human nature is more gentleness. Gentleness not come from dullness. Right? Gentleness come from full alerted mind, sharp mind, but more balanced with warm-heartedness. Then real human gentleness comes. So these not come from God or not come from sky or above, but come from within. So that's humanism. Right? I think some sort of, because of the some way to look, that's it. Humanism. We are social animal. It is bound to happen. Different views, different sort of interest. But still, these different people who have different sort of idea, different sort of interest, they are part of the humanity, part of the society. So there's no reason to killing each other, to bully each other. Even there is some differences, we have to talk. So that's the principle of non-violence. Non-violence does not mean bow down, right? Bowing, right? Non-violence, you should consider non-violence is signs of strength. Violence is a sign of desperate weakness. So there is a very rich human thinking, the concept of ahimsa developed. Not only remain idea, but 1,000 years it practice. So non-violence is very, very relevant to today's world. And especially in ancient time, okay, people, different continent, different country, they remain more or less self-sufficient. So not much contact with outside. So according to their circumstances, the very concept of war destroy the other group which have different interests or different sort of views. Then destruction of your enemy is victory of yourself. Now today's reality is every nation, every continent very much mixed each other, heavily interdependent. Arab needs Western technology, Western country need Arab oil, like that, everything interdependent. So according to that reality, concept of war is outdated. Yet, different sort of interest, contradictory interest, always there, because of human vision, human desire. Then we must find effective, practical method to solve these things. That's dialogue with non-violent principle. So that's very much relevant to today's world. I think we pay adequate sort of attention about material development, about material values. Compare that, we pay much less attention about our inner value, about our mind. So therefore, now I think out of our past experience in 20th century, we invented many advanced things in technology. technology, with the help of science development. So, but sometimes some technology bring more fear, more anxiety. So now, judging from our experience which we gained in 20th century, now we are in 21st century. I think out of our past experience, now we have to think, what is wrong? Essentially, not working. Test, okay. So what I'm saying, I forget now. Oh, there's matter. It's matter. No mind. Isn't it? So the matter utilized by human being, that means ultimately matter used by mind. Something like that, isn't it? And then the very matter of happiness, joyfulness, is kind of mind.
Mental state.
Mental feeling. And similarly, pains and, of course, this I mentioned this morning. So apologize, I repeat that. So the pains and sadness, these things also, mental feeling. So, recently in Dharamsala, on our science meeting, I mentioned it's quite sort of strange. The very basis of pains and pleasure, that's mind. Now, we're much sort of eager to gain more because of the pleasure or joyfulness, and we try as much as we can reduce pains. But the pains and pleasure itself is mental states. But we neglect about what is mind. Obviously, I think many people, have same experience. With good facility of material. But meantime, as a person, very unhappy person. I notice some of my friend, not Richard Blum. This is some very rich, very rich. But as a person, very unhappy person. What's wrong? Plenty of money. And with money, and usually, certainly, more friend. But actually, it is questionable. These friends are truly friend of human being or friend to
the person.
Friend to person or friend to money. That's a question. Questionable. In any way, usually you see the richer people or have some more friends like that. But in spite of that, this person, very unhappy person. So then, sometimes these people are still seeking comfort out of money, out of power. It's wrong. If they pay more attention about our inner value, inner science, then most probably they may find more effective way to face their unhappiness. What do you think? Some sense? Thank you. I think this, at this point, I think I can tell my own experience. The very time, the time of my birth, 1935. So at that time, about to start Nazi sort of power in Europe, in Germany. Then I think we pay adequate sort of attention about material development, about material values. Compare that, we pay much
less
attention about our inner value, about our mind. So therefore, now I think out of our past experience in 20th century, we invented many advanced things in technology with the help of science development. So, but sometimes some technology bring more fear, more anxiety. So now, judging from our experience which we gained in 20th century, now we are in 21st century. I think out of our past experience, now we have to think, what is wrong? Essentially, not working. Test, okay. So what I'm saying, I forget now. There's matter. It's matter. No mind. Isn't it? So the matter utilized by human being, that means ultimately matter used by mind. Something like that, isn't it? And then the very matter of happiness, joyfulness, is kind of mind.
Mental state.
Mental feeling. And similarly, pains and, of course, this I mentioned this morning. So apologize, I repeat that. So the pains and sadness, these things also, mental feeling, pollution, these problems because lack of affection in the family.
Depends upon, say, one main theme. As seen from a physical viewpoint, such a personality would appear very one-sided and far from a well-developed individual. In one life, the